Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do something a little bit different. It is going to be beauty related, so no problems there, but it is going to be different. As you can see, I already have my makeup done, but we are going to be going through some of my kind of ride or die favorites. But I'm going to start off this video with a very miniature haul. I kind of treated myself the other day and ordered me some new products, and I'm going to show you guys what I ordered. So on Ulta, they had if you spend so much, I can't remember the exact amount, I think it was like $15 or $20 on NYX products, you got a NYX gift set. And it came in this cute little NYX lips bag, which is weird. This is the right side up for the NYX bag, but it opens at the bottom. But in the bag, you got a NYX lingerie lipstick. This is an exotic. I haven't opened it yet, but it is a very nice red color. And you got the NYX eye and lip makeup remover, which I also have not tried yet. I will let you guys know how these work out in a future video, but let's get into what I actually purchased. So the first thing that I purchased is this Tartelette Toasted eyeshadow palette. I've heard a lot about the Tartelette eyeshadow palettes. I enjoy Tarte eyeshadows, and this is what I have on my eyes today, as you can see. And this is what it looks like in the pan. They are gorgeous, and so I wanted one. Went on there, was kind of weighing my options on what I was going to get, and chose this one, and I am very happy with it. It is a neutral palette, but it has warm and cool tone colors in it, so it is very versatile. It is a nice compact one, so if I decide, me and my husband are talking about possibly going out of town for our wedding anniversary, so if we do decide to go out of town, this will be a very small eyeshadow palette that I can pack to go out of town and be able to get a couple of different eyeshadow looks out of it, so very good for that purpose. So another thing that I purchased was the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer. I used it today on my under eyes, the bridge of my nose, chin, forehead, and I've been wearing this makeup now, let's see here, for about almost 4 hours now. My under eyes have not creased, creped, anything. I set this, baked everything, and it is not creasing, not creping, so I am loving this concealer. So I am enjoying this. This is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop concealer in Fair, so I like this very much. I also got the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop setting powder. I got the setting powder in Light. Now, this setting powder is very cool. It has the nice little stopper here. Now, I opened it a little bit and kind of to dump it out some. It has a very deep pan, so I enjoy this. This is a nice setting powder. It's very finely milled. I would compare this to my Pretty Vulgar setting powder, which you guys know is one of my favorites. So I'm wearing this on my face again today, and I love it. It's not creasing, it's not bunching, it's not letting a lot of oil through, so I am enjoying this as well. So that was my little miniature haul that I did. Now, all of those products together were approximately $50 something, but with it being on Ulta, I did use some of my points and knocked that price down to under $40. So that was not a bad deal at all. And got this cute little lip bag out of it, and I will let you guys know about those other products. Now, let's move into the purpose of the video. Now, as I told you guys, I was out of makeup for a very long time, so getting back into makeup had changed a lot. When I was doing makeup, I was in my teens, early 20s. A lot of my makeup then was like Maybelline CoverGirl, Hard Candy. It was a lot of things that I could buy at the drugstore that were darker shades. They weren't that great of quality. And they were things that I could do my dark smoky eyes with that I enjoyed. And I did things to my makeup to get the looks that I wanted. Like, I was into the dark eyeshadow, dark lipstick, very pale face. So to get the very pale face, I would get a setting powder and I would put baby powder in it to get my face very pale and things like that. It was like you did things to your makeup to get them to where you wanted them to go. Girls that I went to school with couldn't get their right shade, so their makeup didn't match their neck, and you had that demarcation line. You could very well tell the difference between their face and their neck, and there were a lot of differences. So I was out of makeup for very many years, and so now getting back into makeup, I'm having to relearn things and get into how makeup is done now and learn what I like and what I don't like. So in this video today, I'm going to tell you guys what I have learned that I like. And I was actually talking to my husband about this earlier. I know he wasn't listening to me because he really doesn't care, but it's what I like, and I decided why not do a video about it. So let's jump into that. Now, primers, I'm still kind of figuring that world out. As a matter of fact, today I am trying the No Problem primer. I'm actually kind of liking how it's looking. Like I said, I've had this makeup on for about 4 hour-ish right now, and it looks very good. It's not oily, it's not falling apart, it's not breaking up. I don't have anything settling into lines, so I'm not seeing a problem. And I put this primer where I normally put, you guys know I use the hell out of this Wet n Wild matte primer, and so I just put this primer where I usually put this primer, and I didn't have any problems with it. So, this might be another one of those primers that I will reach for on the regular. It does have a slight scent to it, but it's not overpowering. It's not very bad, and it goes away after you pat it into the skin. So this one's I'd have to use it a few more times, but my ride or die is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus primer in matte. I have used this water drop primer. I used this the other day when I was using the Makeup Revolution foundation. This is not a bad primer. I didn't have any problems with it, but this is more for my very, very matte foundations, like the Makeup Revolution foundation. I wouldn't use this very often. This is more like when I would use like a dewy type primer, but it's not bad. It's not going to be like my everyday fave like this one, but it's not bad. So for primers, I am kind of leaning toward the Wet n Wild. I don't see where you have to go out and spend a tremendous amount of money on primers, but I also am looking into spending the money on the Milk Makeup Blur Stick. I do enjoy this one when I am wearing my powder foundation. I love this one so much. It goes on so easy. It blurs everything out. It doesn't let a lot of oil through. It wears so well. So if you are looking for a blurring primer, this is worth the money. And like, I got this as a sample. It just came with a little bit. I haven't used that much. So getting even the $14 one, that would last you a long time. Because I've used this like 3 or 4 times and I have only used a little bit of it. So this is Definitely worth the money. Sorry guys, still fighting with this throat thing. But anyway, moving on from primers into foundations. Now, you guys know, like, this one is still kind of makeup gel. I have to do a whole lot to wear this. It does wear beautifully, but I have to finesse this so much that I don't wear it that often. This is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Foundation. It has a beautiful finish, but I have to finesse it to be able to wear it, so I don't wear it that often. But still kind of makeup gel on this one. My Ride or Die foundations. In liquid foundation, it's these two. My NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop. I damn near wear this every day. I love this stuff. I'm wearing it today. I love this. Or my Maybelline Fit Me foundation. This is the Matte Poreless. I love this foundation. It wears so well. It has a beautiful finish. It goes on easily. Love this as well. So for liquid foundations, it's these two. These two all day long. I will wear these. They're reasonably priced. This NYX one is about $15. The Maybelline, I want to say $8, $9. So these are great. Now I am looking at purchasing the Tarte Face Tape, the new Tarte foundation. I've seen some reviews on it. It does look like it's going to be a good foundation. It does have a very good shade range. So I am looking into that one. I might purchase that one. But for everyday wear, going to work, doing things, those are my Ride or Dies. And for long days at work, you know, my 12-hour shifts, or if I'm just trying to do some quick makeup and want to look nice, my powder foundation is this Dermablend Professional Foundation. Yeah, I know this is 30-something bucks, but this is beautiful. It wears well. It doesn't break down. I don't have oily skin with this. It doesn't break my face out. It doesn't feel heavy on my skin. It goes on so beautifully. It's full coverage for a powder foundation. It covers up my sin. Like, I love this foundation. It is gorgeous. So I love this stuff. So that is like my Ride or Dies right there. Now I do have a couple of other foundations in here that you've seen me put on. Yeah, but those three right there are the ones that I'm going to reach for time and time and time and time and time again. Those are the ones that I love, love, love. Now for concealers, the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer is a great concealer. I recommend this concealer. It's a good concealer. This NYX concealer, this is the first time I'm wearing it. So far it's doing good. I will let you know in future videos if this is going to become a Ride or Die one. I'm pretty sure it is. But it's doing so good. It's doing good so far. The Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. I love this concealer. I hate the applicator, but this is a damn good concealer. And the Maybelline Fit Me concealer is a good concealer. But you use a lot of this. This is a concealer that just, it seems to vanish fast. This is my second tube of this. And as you can tell, I'm like halfway through this tube and I don't even use it that often. Sephora Make No Mistakes concealer. This is a very thick concealer. A little bit goes a long way. Super full coverage. And this Wet n Wild highlighting and concealer pen, I love this, but I cannot find it anywhere. And I'm almost out of it, but I can't find a replacement anywhere. This is a damn good concealer, but I can't find a replacement anywhere. So that is my concealer situation. All of the concealers that I have, I like. I don't have any that I'm just like, oh my god, no, I'm never going to touch that again. Because usually if I get that way with a concealer, it gets chunked. Now, setting powders. I have a whole bunch of setting powders in here. But the ones that I reach for the most are this Pretty Vulgar translucent setting powder, my Dermablend setting powder, I do reach for this Neutrogena Sheer Minerals powder foundation for a setting powder because it does set well, but I have noticed that when you apply this, you have to keep reapplying this. And also, if you want a good touch-up powder throughout the day, if you have like oily skin and you need to touch up your nose, go to Sally's, get this collab, Kill the Shine Press Powder. This stuff is amazing. You just kind of smack it on a little bit, kind of dust away the excess. This will kill all excess oil. I love this. I take this to work with me in my little makeup bag that I carry to work with me, and I don't have a whole lot of excess blotting. If I start blotting and then I notice like it's kind of getting just too much, I'll just tap a little powder on and I don't have to blot anymore. And that is kind of the only powders that I really reach for. Like I said, I did just buy this NYX powder, so I'm going to have to try it out a couple more times to see if I really like it or not. It is wearing very well today. Like I said, it's going to take me a couple of more times wearing it to see if I really like it or not. Now, eyeshadows. Y'all know I have tons and tons and tons of eyeshadows. Y'all saw the video, and then I even got more for Christmas. But I've kind of narrowed down my eyeshadow decisions down to just 4. Now, the 4 that I'm always reaching for are anything Urban Decay, my Kat Von D palette, anything, I said Urban Decay, Kat Von D, Tarte, and my Huda Beauty, I have a Huda Beauty, I'm sorry, I have like a noise behind me that is not very cool, but anyway, so my Huda Beauty, what is this thing called? My Huda Beauty Emerald Obsessions. These are beautiful shadows. They wear well, they blend well together, and they don't crease. I love these. Now, I have tons and tons and tons of eyeshadows, but I've learned, like, I do wear e.l.f. on my channel, but I've learned that I have to work with my e.l.f. shadows a lot to get the look that I want. My Tarte shadows, I don't have to. My Kat Von D's, I don't have to. My Urban Decays, I don't have to. My Violet Voss palette is beautiful. It blends beautifully. But the ones that I lean to the most are the browns. This is a large palette. Browns I have in smaller palettes. I have a small Tarte palette. I have a small Urban Decay palette with browns in it. I don't wear a lot of red eyeshadows. This Jaclyn Hill palette is gorgeous. They blend well, they layer well, they fluff out well. It is huge. It's bigger than my head. It's hard to work with when you have your makeup laid out. I want makeup companies to listen. Yes, it's great to have 50 looks in a palette, but when you have a small workspace, it's hard to work with a gigantic palette because you don't have any place to put it. Now, flip side to that, my Pretty Vulgar palette. These shadows are gorgeous. They're beautiful. They blend well. They're creamy. But they're boring. I have these in other palettes that have more pop to them than these do. So I don't reach for this that often. Also, this Alamar palette. These are beautiful shadows, But I don't do oranges and reds that often. I'm a redheaded. It clashes. I don't have any mattes to do these greens and blue, and I don't wear blues, but I don't have any mattes for these greens. So then I'm going to have to pull another palette to work with these. And so that becomes annoying. ColourPop. Everybody knows ColourPop has great shadows. But I don't have a single matte in this palette. Not a single matte. So I have to pull another palette. This palette is pure trash. I've never used these eyeshadows. And these blushes are too dark for me. That highlighter is garbage. And that bronzer is too dark for me. So I have literally never used this at all. Now, this Ace Beauty palette is beautiful. It works well. But I don't do red eyeshadows that often, and these browns I have in other palettes. If you're going to do a mini palette, do it correctly. Give me a couple of different color options. I want to see some stuff. Now, I love this palette. I wanted this one so badly. I spent the $55 on this palette. These eyeshadows are gorgeous and they're beautiful, and I've used these. But I have to use this palette in conjunction with another palette, which can get a little cumbersome with my workspace. So I've made the decision at this point that if I am going to purchase any more eyeshadows, I'm going to be making it within the 4 brands that I know I can reach for that one palette and I can get an eyeshadow look that I want. It's going to be Tarte, Kat Von D, Urban Decay, or Huda. Now, if any of these other brands come out with an eyeshadow palette that I can reach for, that will fit in my workspace, that I can get a look out of that I want with that one palette, I have no problems with doing it because the rest of these brands are great. I love their eyeshadows. I just don't have a gigantic workspace. I'm not making any money off of any of these videos to have a huge beauty room. I am working off of an old dresser that I made into a vanity. Okay? So my workspace is limited. Okay? Moving on. Now I'm going into contour. And you guys know my ride or die is my Tarte Park Avenue Princess. I have used this thing so much. And you really can't even tell it because it still looks brand new. But I've also found that I have a new ride or die because this Wet n Wild Contour Duo does leave a very beautiful contour on my face. Now today I did use my Tarte Park Avenue Princess, but I have been reaching for this Wet n Wild Contour Duo, and I did get it on sale, so it was a very good price. Excuse me, guys. So those are my 2 contour options at this point. So now if, like I said, if me and my husband decide to go out of town, I can pack this and know that I can get a very good contour out of it without having to worry about breaking this very expensive contour palette. But I also know that I have an option. This noise is just bothering me. Anyway, guys. Moving on to blush. Now, I do have a few blushes that I like. Like today, I'm wearing this Laura Geller Baked Blush that I did get in one of my BoxyCharms. It's a beautiful blush. But you guys also know I like a very kind of muted blush look. I reach for my Wet n Wild a lot. And I have a couple of different Wet n Wilds that I reach for. This is that Princess Daiquiri's Ombre Blush. I have that e.l.f. blush I reach for a lot. The Maybelline Fit Me blush is one of my favorites. But there are a few fails in the blush category, and I do believe we need to speak on those. I have a Studio Makeup loose blush. This is a luminous loose blush. This goes on, it's super pigmented. Like, doesn't matter how much you tap off your brush, this is going to look like you got slapped in the face. Another fail is this Note Desert Rose blush that I got in one of my early BoxyCharms. Again, super pigmented. Doesn't matter how much you dust off your brush, it's going to make you look like you got slapped in the face. Also, another fail is from a Blush Subtil. This is called a Plum. It's kind of like a mauve-y kind of blush color. And again, super pigmented. Not cool. Also, this Clinique blush is very shimmery. It's not even going to show up. Oh, there it goes. It's very shimmery. I'm not a very big fan of it. And this e.l.f. Total Face palette. You have to mix both of these blushes to get kind of the muted blush that I like, which is not too bad. It's doable, but those pan sizes are a little small, and if you mess up, you're going to get a little bit of bronzer in the middle, so that can get a little questionable. Okay, so we have talked about blush. Oh, I skipped right over bronzer. So bronzers, I stick with Wet n Wild on the bronzers, but I do delve into e.l.f. a little bit. You know, my e.l.f. Primer Infused Bronzer is one of my favorites. I have been digging these larger pans of bronzer from Wet n Wild. Both of these shades, the Ticket to Brazil and the Sunset Striptease, are beautiful. I love both of those. And then, you know, since I've got, I've hit pan on both of these, and they're gorgeous. But these Wet n Wild bronzers, the Queensland and You're Dragging Me Down from the Fire Dragon Ice Dragon set, they're gorgeous and I love them so much. And even the Dollar Tree Makeup Challenge, the LA bronzer, even though it's a little bit shimmery, it's still a very good bronzer. This is the Bronzed Beauty color. It's still a very good bronzer. But those are kind of my ride or die bronzers. I love those very much. Highlighters, though, I go a little insane, and that list is quite long. Starting off with this month's BoxyCharm, this Pretty Vulgar Shimmering Swan highlighter that we got, and that is the color. I have it on my face today. This is a beautiful highlighter. I love it. It's gorgeous. And the Ciate Glow 2 highlighter that we got in Ipsy this month. I am liking this one, not as much, but I do like it. The Urban Decay, I need to slow down and speak a little bit better. Urban Decay Space Powder does leave a nice little shimmer on your face. It's not considered technically a highlighter, but you can use it as a highlighter. It does leave some shimmer. You can use it on your face and body, so this is a nice little thing. I'm not a huge fan of these e.l.f. highlighters, these baked highlighters. Not a huge fan of those. We also all know that I hate this e.l.f. Glow highlighter, since it took off my makeup in that one video, and I about had a complete meltdown in that video. Also from Wet n Wild, these loose highlighters. I have fallen in love with these so hard. I have the I Am So Lit and Hustle and Glow. I love these so much. They are gorgeous. They go on the face well. They wear in the inner corner well. You can pat them on your eyelids for a little extra shimmer. They're gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Also, my whole other stack of Wet n Wild. I have the highlighting gold bar, which is gorgeous. Golden Flower Crown, Precious Petals, Winter Falls in LA, Blossom Glow, and Crown of My Canopy. All of these are just gorgeous. They go on beautifully. You can wear them in your inner corner. You can pat them on your eyelid. These are gorgeous. They are cheap. You can usually get them on sale at Walgreens. They are beautiful highlighters, beautiful, easy, cheap, can give you a good glow. If you're needing makeup for cheap, go Wet n Wild all the way, especially on highlighters. This Revlon Sunlit Dream is a very strange highlighting palette. It's a 4-pan palette. I have used every shade in this palette, and I still can't figure it out. I mean, it is kind of strange. It doesn't really it's not a blinding glow. It's not, it's weird. It's just weird. I'm just going to go with that. It's just weird. I don't really use it that often anymore because you don't really get the look you think you're going to get from it, and you end up having to go over it with something else to achieve the look that you wanted. This Becca Opal highlighter is beautiful. I absolutely adore it. Probably will get a fuller size of this. This is a travel size. Again, from my Dollar Tree failed makeup challenge. This LA Colors Shine Bright highlighter is also very gorgeous. And then on to my Jeffree Star highlighters, which I have a small stack of those. The Supreme Frost. This is kind of a glittery highlighter, so if you don't like glittery highlighters, this probably is not going to be for you. It does apply better with your finger. You can go over it with a brush, but this is the shade Frozen Peach. I do enjoy it. I also have the Mint Condition, which is the green highlighter, which will be featured coming up in March with my green eyeshadow looks and lipstick looks. So hang on for those. And then we have King Tut, which is another Skin Frost. It is a very golden highlighter. I like this one a lot. Then we have the Regina George, which I generally use as a blush topper because it is the neon pink one. I'm not going to be using that as a highlighter per se. This one is not eye safe, so you cannot pat this one on your eyelids or use it in the inner corner. But I do use it as a blush topper. So it does leave a nice sheen over my blush, and you know I do not use like dark blushes. So if I'm using it as a blush topper, it's not that bad. So that was the rundown. I do have liquid highlighters. I'm not a huge fan of liquid highlighters, but I do enjoy the Cover FX glitter drops. This is in the shade Nova. I've used these a couple of times. These are more on my days where I'm just wanting to do like some outlandish, blinding kind of stuff because these are super pigmented. It's super glittery. But I don't do liquid highlighters that much. I do have some in here because I was trying out new makeup and trying to figure out what my niche would be. Liquid highlighters is not my niche. And moving on from highlighters, going on to brow products. My two ride or dies are the Wet n Wild retractable pencil and the e.l.f. one. And I also enjoy, where is it at? The NYX tinted brow mascara. That's kind of my brow situation. I don't really do too much with my brows, and you guys know that. Right now for mascara, IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara is my really true ride or die. It has worked very well. It goes on, doesn't smudge, doesn't budge, doesn't crumble, doesn't flake. So I am enjoying this very well. It is a little bit tough to take off at night, but just get some waterproof makeup remover and it goes away very easily. So this is a very good mascara. I'm enjoying it a lot. Now, some not necessity makeup type things, but things that I use a lot. Because I do use a lot of powder on my face, I do use primer waters to kind of knock down the powder so my face doesn't look very over dry or ashy or kind of just washed out. I do use primer waters to knock down the powdery looks on my face. I do like the Smashbox Photo Finish So Chill Coconut Primer Water. But since that was a collab that has been discontinued and this bottle is over halfway done, Wet n Wild came out with a set. I've gotten all 3 of them. They come in rose, coconut, and cucumber. Cucumber scent is a little weird. It does the job, but the scent's just a little weird. But once it goes on your face and dries, the scent goes away. So don't be weirded out by that. You just kind of have to get over that initial smell. But they do the job just as well as the Smashbox one does. They are much cheaper. Smashbox is a very expensive brand, of course. Wet n Wild is a very affordable brand. Now, of course, you do get more in the Smashbox bottle than you do in the Wet n Wild. But, again, affordable, easier to get to. This is at Walgreens exclusively, so you have to go to Walgreens to get these. But I do have all 3 of these. I have been using these in videos lately, and it has taken down the powdery look of my makeup, so I do recommend these. Again, they do come in 3 scents. I was going to say flavors, but scents, and they are exclusively at Walgreens. So that is my primer water situation. And like I said, they are primer waters, so you can use them as primers. I don't do that route because I do need something that's going to control this oil. But you can use them as primers or to set your makeup or to refresh your makeup. They are 3-in-1, just like the Smashbox. Moving on. Now, for lipstick, you guys know I do enjoy my Jeffree Star lipsticks. Like today, I am wearing my normal Baby Daddy Jeffree Star lipstick. And I do have several more Jeffree Star lipsticks since I did get the other 2 mystery boxes, and I have been enjoying those. But my other fallback liquid lipsticks are Wet n Wild lipsticks. They are affordable. You can find them at Walgreens or Walmart, and they come in various shades. Like you have kind of your normal red shades. They come in black. They come in light blue. I mean, so you have, hold on, I have a different weird dark green. So you have your options. They come in some very pretty kind of nudie colors. So that's my real liquid lipstick situation. I either have Wet n Wild or I have Jeffree Star. They both wear very well. Now, my Wet n Wild lipsticks I do have to touch up more often than my Jeffree Star lipsticks. But that is also just the quality. You got to think, these are $18 a piece. These will run you about $4 to $5 a piece. These go on sale quite often. I have been known to get these for like $2 a piece when I catch a sale. These don't go on sale that often. So, you know, quality, ingredients, things like that changes up things. But these do layer very well, and you can touch them up easily. And like I said, I always take a bag to work with me. Or, you know, if I'm going places, I do carry the lipstick that I'm wearing with me just in case. I do eat something that I do need to touch up my lipstick. And like I said, in my bag, I usually have some makeup, some powder to touch up my makeup with. I carry an extra mirror just in case. Do carry blotting sheets with me. And I carry an extra powder brush just in case shit gets real. Just saying. But anyway, these are kind of my ride or die situations at this point, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them down in the comment section. And I want to hear from you guys. What are your ride or dies? What things would somebody have to take from you for you just not to be able to handle your makeup life at this point? Because right now, if you took any of these things from me, I don't know what I would do for my makeup. I think I would just crawl in a hole and die. But anyway, guys, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and ring that bell so you guys are notified every single time I upload a video, which is Monday through Friday before 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. And all of my social media is going to be in the description box down below. And come find me. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Let me know, what kind of videos do you want to hear about? What do you want to hear next? Do you want to hear my least favorite makeup? Because I have some, and I can share that with you guys too. So, I'd like to hear from you guys. Let me know what you want to know. Anyway, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.